love it. The calls.
You'll eventually get the 20% back. That Silver Connect card is going to pay her co-payments. Remicade, I believe, is an injectable, and her hospitalization co-payments. And tell them to turn his Part B on. October 15th through December 7th is annual election period. They are changing the name to annual election period, open enrollment period. It is a bit chaotic, to be honest with you. My buddy Johnny Kay said, "You're going to talk about the United Healthcare thing, right?" Oh, yes, I am. And I know you are angry out there. I'll explain that in nausea. I'll go over Anthem's product, how they have pulled out in the New Haven County with their Advantage plan. We're going to have a typical Mattituck Minute at the top of the hour. I always like to plug the Mattituck Minute because arts and culture are important, and it's part of the community, which I want you to be part of. We're also going to plug, we need this toy drive to get really off the ground. I'll let Annette Locke take over for that one. Ralph Guzzi, it's just a good man. We were in rehearsal during lunch, and I said, "Well, are you going to talk about Raymore and Flanagan or anything?" He goes, "No, this is what I'm going to talk about and my cause." Raymore and Flanagan speaks for itself. I actually am proud to say I buy my furniture there. Tracy Damiani is my salesperson. She always does a great job with me on my family and puts up with my hyper twins, so that's a good thing. All right, we're going to have the Mattituck Minute. Johnny Kay, you're going to cue that caller in. All right, this is Michael Regan. Stephanie, how you doing?
Great, Mike. How are you?
Sorry for a little chaos at the top of the hour. New producer in the studio. All right, so you have an exciting agenda. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I have two programs that I'd really like to talk to your listeners about that I think are really exciting. On Thursday, this coming Thursday at 5:30, there's a book discussion being led by Norman Sunshine and Alan Shane.
Okay.
In conjunction with the Norman Sunshine exhibition that's here at the museum. But the book sounds really interesting. I can't wait to get a hold of my own copy and start reading.
Would that be Double Life?
Double Life, a love story from Broadway to Hollywood. And I know gay marriage is kind of in the forefront of politics at the moment. And the book talks about their story. They're a gay couple who have been together for more than 50 years. They're married.
Yes.
And they've both had high-profile jobs in the entertainment and advertising industries out in California. And as you know, being openly gay was not something that lended itself to a very fruitful career, especially a very visible career back in the day. And they talk about their struggles and how they overcame and a lot of their personal stories. And I think it's a really interesting perspective. And the book sounds, like I said, amazing. And I can't wait to hear them talk about it on Thursday.
So my knowledge of this is Alan Shane and Norman Sunshine. Norman's originally from the Los Angeles, California area.
Yeah.
Norman, obviously a big socialite, if you ever saw his website, rose to stardom. Was it Warner Brothers? Who was he a bigwig with?
Alan he's a retired president of Warner Brothers.
Yeah, okay, so it's Alan Shane. Yeah. Alan convinces Norman to give up his life, and they move to Washington Depot to settle down.
That's correct.
And Norman was originally a sculptor, and he turned himself into a painter, and the paintings depict his local friends from New York City and the Litchfield County area. The landscapes are beautiful. They're huge, large canvases. If you haven't seen it at the Mattituck Museum, you are truly missing out. Don't you agree?
Oh, it's an amazing exhibit, and like you said, we have 11 large-scale paintings.
Right, large.
It's phenomenal.
And I've totally gotten over my starstruckness, but you remember, I was like, who is there? The room was packed with, like, who's who of Wall Street even. I'm not going to say any names for HIPAA reasons, but it was quite impressive to see billionaires in there. I was like, man, this guy's popular.
Absolutely.
So that's Thursday evening at the museum. It's a book signing?
Yeah, they're going to talk about the book. There will be copies there to purchase, and they're more than happy to sign and write little notes in there. I think it'll be a great evening.
Okay. And What's the price of the book? Do we have that off the top of our heads?
I believe the book is $20.
Well done, Stephanie, being prepared.
Thank you.
Stephanie Harris, the Director of Marketing. She is doing a great job. What else you have? You had a pretty good agenda other than that. So that's Thursday night. What time does that start?
That starts at 5:30. I'll be here in the museum, and I think it'll be on the second floor in the gallery space surrounded by those paintings. So it'll be
okay.
Nice. And then I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I wanted to just also mention that we have Douglas Hyland, who's the director of the New Britain Museum of American Art, coming to the Mattituck on Tuesday, also at 5:30. And he's going to talk about how to build a photography collection. I know a lot of people are familiar with the New Britain Museum, and when he got there was a very minimal offering in terms of photography, and he's built that piece of their collection since he's been there from 1999 forward.
And that's Douglas Hyland?
Douglas Hyland, yes.
And when's that exhibit?
It's not an exhibition. He's just going to be here talking about building a photography collection.
Oh, okay, so it'll be like a tutorial.
Yeah, exactly.
My buddy Liza would be into that. All right. Fantastic, Mattituck Minute. Looking forward to seeing you at 5:30 on Thursday evening. Thank you so much.
Sounds great. Thanks.
Appreciate your time. All right, so at the top of the hour, we always have that. It is your turn to take over. And when you get tired, Johnny K will give us the break. Callers, I know you're going to have so many questions on Medicare. The phone lines are always open, and we can interrupt the dissertations going on here. This is going to be basically a plea to the community. We really need you to get behind the kettle, not just the breakfast, not just the kickoff breakfast, but in general. I'll let Miss Locke take that. Annette will probably take that, and then Ralph, we'll pass it back and forth to you. Okay, so Annette Locke, take it away.
Okay, well, I'm really grateful for the opportunity today to come on and talk a little bit about what we're doing. I am Annette Locke. My husband and I run the Salvation Army here in Waterbury.
Beautifully done.
And we've been here for about 6 years now. We've been with the Salvation Army many, many years, but 21 as officers. And we love the Waterbury community and love to serve the people who are here. And we are extremely grateful for the generosity of the community that allows us to do that.
Right.
The Salvation Army sees about 6,000 individuals a year.
Do you hear that, people? 6,000.
Yeah, it's kind of staggering.
That's a lot of help.
76,000 meals a year. It's a lot. But we are going into our really busy season, and many people in the community, actually we've already had over 400 households that have contacted us for Christmas assistance and several hundred for Thanksgiving as well. So we're busy getting ready for that. We need to appeal to the community to be able to help us, because what we do is take the resources that are available here in the community and get them to those who need them. So we are gearing up for our toy drives and food drives, turkeys and all of those things that are needed, as well as our financial campaign, the Christmas kettles. Everybody sees them. You can't miss them out at the mall and the grocery stores and Walmart and all of those places. And we have a goal of $140,000. So we've got a big job to do.
The plea for me, my listeners, Medicare and You, my seniors out there, you could probably use some volunteers, couldn't you?
Yes, we could.
All right, so 757-1320. We like to keep it HIPAA compliant. Try not to say your name, but we need your help here. You've got to care about the community. 76,000 meals. Now, if you're going to be an axe grinder and you're going to say, oh, I'm not going to help, don't call in. But if you want to feel it in your heart and you want to help the community, this is something you'd be good at, my seniors out there. Bundle up, dress warmly. I see you. I always have to plug my buddy Sandy. She stands in front of the subway on, what's the bank? Bank and Grand?
Yeah, Grand.
Yeah, right in front of Grand Street. I put a $20 bill in last year because, A, I can't get her mad. There'll be hell to pay. But most importantly, it's for a good cause. And secondly, I'd like to plug my friends Richard and Jenny Fry. Mm-hmm. They were very involved. And my very good friend as well, Kathy Dalton, who's getting an award this year.
She is.
Couldn't happen to a more beautiful person.
Right.
And that's person, not just, she's very attractive, but she's a good, beautiful person. In her heart, she does it because she cares. I know that she's extremely busy with her career, so she's stepping back a little bit, but it's nice to see her getting an award. And then the philanthropic god of Waterbury, Fritz Blasius, who just with the PAL, with the donations for St. Mary's Hospital all the time at the gala. The guy never says no. It's nice to see him getting an award. Ralph, why don't you chime in, plug Raymore and Flanagan, where I get my furniture. Did I say that already? From my friend Tracy.
Well,
Good to see you.
Thanks. It's great to see you and great to be on the show. One thing that's really, really important to...
Well done.
400 calls for help, and we're blessed to be able to furnish people's homes and really help them create a great environment for their families.
We already have a caller for you. Hopefully it's a volunteer.
Oh, great.
Michael Regan, Medicare and You. How can I help you?
Yes, they always send me my brother and my sister, Annette and John Locke, they always send me Valentine's card at Christmas, and I just received the other day for a contribution, which I get one at my address and one at my post office box, and I always send in there, and they always say have a prayer request on the back. I always write on the back for the sick, the suffering, the needy, and world peace.
Good karma, man. Thanks for calling and always being part of the show. Good to hear your voice.
Bye.
All right, so that'll happen all hour. Just
Absolutely.
keep talking.
That's great.
203-757-1320. We're live until 1:22, maybe 1:25, because this is happening so fast. Yep. Keep going.
Well, I really feel compelled to help as well. We're blessed to be able to be in business in the community, and when I spoke to Annette back when we started talking about doing something together, I was inspired, and I just want to make sure that that the people of Waterbury know that we're also here to help, and we're really pushing to get some soy. So come on down, guys and gals. Bring us your toys and non-perishable food items, and we're going to make sure that the right people get these.
Okay, now one thing you have to stress, especially with a particular listening age bracket. If you can't afford to bring a toy, just a small donation would do. Some cans of food, something. Right. What can you do to make a difference? What can you do to help? It's not just, you don't have to go and buy an entire basketball team full of basketballs. Something. It needs to be a new toy, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so an unwrapped new toy. There's a lot of affordable stores that you can get a toy at. So a toy, if you can find it into yourself, or food, which helps feed 76,000 people. Obviously, what's a food that's preferable? Peanut butter, I always see, right?
Peanut butter's a good staple.
Right, good
Cereal,
staple.
Pasta,
soups,
vegetables.
Yeah, the feel goods. We got a caller on line one. I'll take that. Michael Regan, Medicare and You.
Yeah, good afternoon, Michael. I just wanted to also plug Raymore and Flanagan. I bought furniture from them for our living room, and my wife was more than pleased with the service and everything else.
Good call.
Thank you.
And the other thing I wanted to mention was, I don't know if you're a guest or you know what and I don't know if this is the right term or not, but the CEO or the head of the Salvation Army, what do they make for an annual salary? And I have a reason for asking this.
It's my husband and I are both ordained in the Salvation Army. It's a little unique where if you're married, both officers are the pastors and ordained there, and together our combined salary. I hate to give figures because I'm not even sure all that myself, but it's like the two of us together might make about $24,000 plus our housing, I believe it is. So
right.
It's more of an allowance.
Yeah. Right. That's the one reason I like to give to the Salvation Army is because the people running the Salvation Army aren't getting these exorbitant salaries like some organizations where they're in the hundreds and thousands, if not millions, of dollars. And I know a great portion, if not all of the money you donate goes to the Salvation Army and the people that need it. So I just want kind of let people know if you're going to make a decision as to where to put the money, that's where I like to put it.
First of all, this is a good karma call. Well done, my friend. Thank you so much for listening, and great plug. That was very nice that you said this is a place where your money should be spent. It's good dollar spent. It's not being embezzled where the CEO is getting paid millions and the trickle-down effect almost gives nothing. One thing I am big-time fond of, and Johnny K wasn't in the studio last year, but producer Tom was, if you have heard of the beautiful philanthropic work. It's actually called an angel investor. Does the Salvation Army use a term for someone that drops a rare coin in the kettle?
I don't know if there's one term for it.
Right, but I know for a fact it happened last year somewhere in Ohio where it was a very rare coin. We would love for that to happen. Will there be a kettle in front of Raymore and Flanagan, Ralph?
I believe I've seen one in front of the Stop and Shop.
Yeah,
that's close enough.
Yeah, there's two, one on each door at the Stop and Shop. Right
okay, so Stop and Shop, great organization. They're going to do it. I remember there was one in front of the Kmart. Did we lose that now?
We're going to lose it this year.
Okay, so where are we're going to focus?
Well, we'll have 3 in front of the mall, one at Penny's, 2 at Macy's, and 1 at the Penny's. We have Walmart in Naugatuck and Waterbury.
Excellent.
And there's 5 different Stop and Shops in our area that we're at.
So they'll be well represented.
Yeah, quite a few.
Nothing
Almost
in front of
the
the post office again?
Occasionally. We usually have groups like the Kiwanis Club. We'll take a day and they'll set up in front of the post office, but we're not there on a regular basis.
Okay.
Now, by the way, Michael, just for the listeners, there will be the kettle in front of Stop and Shop. What an easy place to go to get a can of food or a toy to bring over to Raymore and Flanagan, which is the next door down. I just I really think that it's a way to make it easy and a way to really give back.
Yeah, we really need to pound this drum. We're having not the greatest, and that's really, Ralph, why you're on again. We're not having the greatest success with the toy and food drive.
Right.
It's out there, it's on the airwaves, but nobody is acting. You're just listening. And this organization, the Salvation Army, helps the poor. It really does. It not only helps them, it feeds them, it clothes them.
Yeah. We also run a family shelter. We have a 30-bed shelter for families with children in our building.
Waterbury?
Yeah, it's full all the time.
Man, Annette, you're an incredible person. God bless you.
Not me. But I'm grateful I can serve.
Yeah, I'm feeling that as well. Because this show, Medicare and You, is going to talk about insurance for the next half hour. Let's, right now, write it on your hand, write it on a note. Do something, make a difference. And when does this drive start and when does it off? It obviously kicks off on the breakfast on the 31st, or the 30th, excuse me.
Yes, next Wednesday, a week from today. We'll kick off with the breakfast.
Okay.
7:45 in the morning at the Pawnee Club.
And it's $40 a ticket?
Tickets are $40. Yep, we'll take tickets right up until the day before. We'd love to have more from the community attending. We've got some great sponsors, and as you've mentioned...
I saw the beautiful sponsors.
Great, award recipients, and it's going to be a terrific morning. And that will officially kick off our season, and then our bell ringers will hit the stores during the month of November and be there until Christmas Eve.
There's always one in front of the Macy's on the lower level.
Yes.
I've donated in that one, too.
Thank you.
Not the $20 bill that I gave my buddy Sandy, but, $1 or so.
It helps. It
and
really
my
helps.
children are into it, actually. Lance will always say, Dad, you have to give, because I try to teach him to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed. Because my seminars are selling out, it's a blessing, so I need to give back. That's why you're on the air now.
Thank you.
Ralph, you want to plug anything for your particular boxes that are a little empty over there?
Well, I'd just like to let everybody know that they're there now. They're going to be there up until the event where we're going to present them to the Salvation Army, but we are going to go ahead and make sure we're taking donations throughout the season. I'd like to get as many toys and as much food as I can to do my part.
One toy box, one food box.
Right now, but I mean, I'll take everything I can get.
Okay. That's a new toy, obviously. And it's time to take a break. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. Got to plug the sponsors.
Thanks.